Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to RimWorld Alpha 11B. Last episode we lost one person of the crew. We captured two raiders in a pretty overwhelming battle. I think there were 11 raiders versus 5 colonists. So losing one, capturing two, killing half a dozen. That's pretty good. Our colonists are tough. So we have poor Vladimir who lost his left arm. The poor guy is shivering from the cold because winter is coming. It's currently minus 10 degrees. And we have a solar flare, which means it's also pretty darn cold inside. I think I'm actually just going to set something on fire. A campfire on fire to be exact. Let's see, put that in the common room. And let's put it in a bedroom. Let me say, okay, just hold this one open, hold that one open, hold this one open. And this one can just absorb some heat via the ventilator system. Okay. So the solar flare is I think it's going to last for another day or so. It kicked in basically just after the enemy was defeated. And Vladimir is currently going down here to do some work deconstructing marble walls. Actually, no, that's actually not needed anymore. But there's also some materials here. There's the silver and steel and a AI persona core from a previous battle, and there's still some clothes and bows left here. But I think with this current cold, I'm going to review the zones. So we have allowed areas. One of which I have dubbed inside. So I was going to assign everybody to stay inside. We do that with here, and we say Vladimir, you stay in. Jen, you stay in, and I think Farmer and Clark both had better tolerance for cold. Let's see. So we have Vladimir, who is not wearing a parka. Jen is not wearing a parka. Then a Farmer is wearing a parka, and Clark is wearing a parka. And a parka is a big winter coat, so that takes the temperature down to a nice, comfortable minus 25 degrees. So those two guys can go outside and do all the hauling work for us. So winter is coming. It's the 1st of November already. We have ample food supplies, so we're not going to starve. But I'm not quite comfortable with the level of resources that we got. I mean, we have some wood, some steel, but it's not a lot. I'd really like to build some turrets on the outside. And the solar flare is ending. That's good. That's very good. Okay, but as I was saying, I'd like some turrets on the outside, so for that we need to mine the steel over here. It'd be nice to build a crematorium as well, so we can just actually torch the corpses that we got. We have a bunch of graves here as well. And at the going rate, there seems to be about one raid every 2 to 3 days, and the raids keep intensifying. So there will be more corpses in the future. And I'd rather not have to dig more ditches, especially not when the ground is frozen. People are not going to appreciate that. Also, I think I actually set up campfires to be built, but obviously we no longer need to do that. I think that was it. It was just there and there. So Vladimir, he lost his left arm. Poor guy. He is also cold from the hypothermia, and he is rather unhappy that he is lacking a bionic body part. So we really need to give him some kind of artificial limb. It almost makes me think he intentionally got his left arm ripped off or lost in the battle, just so he could be bumped to number 1 on the list for spare body parts. Even though it would be kind of mean to think that. So that's why I'm just hypothesizing about it. It could be that he's done that, but yeah. What kind of person would do that to themselves? Well, on the upside, Vladimir is also a warden. He's someone who professionally speaks with other people. So he doesn't need to see a shrink to see if he's entirely right in the head. He can just talk to himself. Or something like that. A crude attempt at humor kind of falls down pretty quickly. So, just... I think the settlement, it really needs some time to recover. I hope that our storyteller, our AI storyteller overlady, Lord, lady, yeah, overlady, sounds interesting. That she's merciful and that she'll grant us some time to just do maintenance, to craft things, and to make sure that the settlement is set up in tip-top shape. And also, I just realized I need to add more vents to the rooms. These rooms don't actually have vents, and the vents are really important to keep the temperature in the entire building level. Because this is at 0 degrees, while the room next door is at 7. So that's a rather large difference. So for now I'm just going to say keep this open as well. Keep that one open. And then we just have a look. So Vladimir is sleeping, Jen is cooking, Farmer is relaxing, and Clark is storing some wood. He's one of the few people that can go outside. That's an important thing to do. Okay. So let's actually review. Who is our miner? Level 3 tasks. Okay. Because Farmer and Clark are the only ones to go outside. So Farmer is a doctor and a warden. Warden is being a low level priority. So Jen and Farmer are cooking. Then tending to growing stuff and cutting plants. Then there's hauling and cleaning. And after that we fall down through... Oh, we also have constructing and repairing for Clark. And after that he attends to mining, followed by research. And arts for Farmer. So once things are nice and tidy, which they ought to be, then we'll move on towards mining soon enough, and then this block and that block being inside of the base are probably going to get mined before the external block. What are you doing there, Clark? Ah! Hauling a couple of clothes from someone we shot down after they attacked us. So, a stonecutter's table, that's something I was looking for. Because in order to make a crematorium to burn the bodies rather than having to bury them, especially in winter, you don't want to dig into the floor. We need a crematorium. And for that we need stones. So for now just work with whatever stone you got, as long as it's nearby. So let's see, let's take a range of 40. That captures our stone storage nicely down there. And everybody can work on it, and I want to have 500 stones. So, someone who is apt at crafting and is not actually doing anything else useful will at some point start producing stones. So that's Farmer and Clark picking up things from down here. Cool. And they will be running up and down quite a bit before this is over. Snow is falling even. So one of the things I am thinking about maybe undertaking as a project during the winter time is to set up an indoor farm area here. Because this is very rich soil. And if you build a big wall around it and put some pillars in that cover everything up, make sure that there's a roof overhead. If we put some solar lights into strategic center areas, that make sure that everything is lit. And we just add some heaters around to ensure that the entire area is just well heated. We can just plug it into the power supply system and have a indoor farm. We obviously would need more solar generators, because if I have a look at the sun lamp, it doesn't actually show how much warmth how much power it uses, but if I remember correctly, it was in the order of 350 watts. So if we, that's a roundish area like this. So if we have like one here and one there with a box around it, maybe even let's say two with a box around it, and then have a heater or two heaters in the area as well, because it's large enough that we would probably need two heaters to ward off the coldest of winter, especially if we get a intense frost spike. Then we need two of the heaters, and the heaters, they use 100 watts. So that means we use about 900 watts for the entire indoor farm area. And then we can just farm 24/7. It can just be a secondary building that only our growers will actually be assigned to. So everybody else just stays indoors. And I think that could work. And then we have fresh vegetables coming in. We have a reliable source of cotton and devil strand. We have access to xeridium, the medicinal herb. So we can make food, we can make clothing, and we can make medicine. So that will greatly boost the stability of the colony. So that's currently what I'm thinking of, but before we do that, we need to make sure that things are in order. So after we get these 5 items in, I think we are done with hauling for now. So that's 2.5 trips up and down for 2 people. So that should be done basically by the end of tomorrow. Hey, a pirate merchant. Cool. So let's have a double check. Who is our most charismatic person? Social 12. Okay, so Vladimir, once he wakes up, he can go talk to the pirate consortium. Have a look at what slaves are for sale. So one of the fixes, you go talk first. One of the fixes of Alpha 11b is that the slave consortium should offer more slaves in the beginning of the game and less later on once your colony has settled, rather than in reverse. So that could be interesting. So in this case, I guess we are on track with the colony size. So they're willing to buy these 2 people, but they're offering a pretty low price. So why is that? So this character is not capable of a couple of things and doesn't have any health issues. But the skill points are not very high either. So that's probably a limiting factor. For the keeper, no health issues once again, but he's abrasive, and for the rest he's not very highly skilled either. So that probably contributes to their low-ish value. Then again, this is 1/5 of their actual value, so that means their buying value will be over 2,000. It's not quite bad, actually. The problem for now is that we don't have money, we do have slaves, And we are really desperate to actually get some medicine in. So let's do that. Because we are out. And we need it. So someone is going to grab that as soon as they're back. Let's see, Clark. Okay, you're going for the goods. Farmer is just sleeping. And Vladimir is talking to our prisoners. So that one is pretty cheerful. The other one is also pretty cheerful. So at some point they are going to be convinced. Just a matter of waiting. What's up with you, farmer? Are you just sleeping, or? Yeah, you should be out of bed. Come on, wakey wakey. Oh, he also wants a bionic body part. I wasn't pretty aware I had 2 foster fuels. And also the places where they spend their time should probably be larger. Like the main corridor should probably be 2 wide rather than 1, because that really cramps their style. Rather literally. So once you're done eating. Oh yeah, Clark is already going to hold this. Good. The farmer is going to grab that one. Okay. So as I said, but probably by the end of the day, all the things that need hauling have been hauled. And then they'll start digging on the granite indoors, so we can just keep these open. Actually, this one doesn't need holding open because it's already been closed. This one doesn't need holding. And then after that, oh, colonists need treatment. Vladimir has been diseased with the plague. That's not good. But luckily, we have medicine. It's almost as if I knew this was going to happen. So, let's see, Vladimir... That's, let's see, Farmer is... the other doctor, I think. Let's double check. Vladimir and Farmer are our doctors. So, if we say the other bed next to Vlad is a medical bed, we can just say, you rest until healed. And then the farmer is going to heal you. Well, after I wake him up. Poor farmer. He is going to get woken up a couple more times, I suspect, in the coming days until Vladimir has actually recovered. So, outside minus 17, indoors, wow, not great temperatures. So, we actually need another heater, just to keep things, to keep people's toes from freezing off, so to say. Nice place to put it. Let's actually just put it in a bedroom. This one. That's who are our builders. Everybody except for Farmer is allowed to build. So, Jen, you go work on that, please. Before everybody has their toes freeze off. Cool. And then warm up to 21. Yep. And now this should be getting slightly better. Minus 12. Minus 5 still, holy. This is just, wow, really not good. Really not good. Okay, so we hold this open, we hold that open. Just keep all the common rooms held open. See if that makes a difference. Hey, we've dug one open. That means we can install a vent. In there. And the next person digging is going to pick this one up. So this is not a very eventful episode, and for that I am actually grateful for once. There's been a lot of action in the past couple of episodes. almost to the point where it's more resembling XCOM rather than a survival game. Combat supplies. What do we have for combat supplies? Vladimir, how are you feeling? You stressed? Yeah, that's I can't really argue with that. He's got a minor plague. He needs 3 hours until treatment. So yeah, I'm just gonna wake you up and let you talk. Let's see. Make some money. Sell the pilas. Sell the short bow. Survivor rifle. We definitely want to keep. Oh wow. Some clubs we can sell. Bows I am pretty fond of as backup weapons in case we don't actually have mechanical weapons. And yeah, medicine. So we are getting, yeah, just buy as much as we can. Wait, that's, no, we don't have that. Okay, so it's not actually limiting. We can, okay, what about 10? No, that's going to cost us. Let's see, 8, that's going to be on the border. Yeah, that works. So we have a little bit more medicine, which is what we need. So install event, and it's -12 outside, and indoor temperatures are slowly improving. So for now we can start closing doors again. With the exception of this one, because we still need the vent installed. So how is it with our prisoners? They're at a comfy 5 degrees as well. 12, of course, because this is next doors. Yeah, and in the corridors temperatures are dropping because temperatures outside are dropping crazy fast. Whoa. Whoa. Vladimir, he's broken. Okay, so Vladimir will just leave him be for now. He'll recover eventually. I think he's more of a naturally gloomy person anyway. Yeah, he's too smart, so he's pretty sensitive to things. He's sad about not having artificial limbs. He's actually not in pain because he lost his arm. But yeah, he's really not a happy camper. Okay, so now all the rooms that need them actually have vents. We can actually finish this one up. It has stockpiles. Cool. There used to be a big brick in here. So next step, clear this up. Well, wait, actually I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let them mine out the steel on the outside. Before it gets so cold outside that they can't actually work there anymore. Vladimir needs treatments, yeah, and I think... But yeah, he's broken, so we can't actually make him do much. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait a bit. Keep an eye out for Vladimir. Poor guy. He's gonna get hungry soon. I hope that snaps him out. Would be bad if he actually just starves to death because just so distraught he forgets to eat. It's all just too much. Yeah, lack of space is not good either. And he recovered. He's still not happy. Well, he's... Yeah, so you can just sleep and you'll wake up at some point because you want food, but at least he'll be slightly better. So, Clark is mining the last bits. so this was the cloth crafting, this was more construction materials, but I think that's mostly just wood and stone. So I think the steel and plasteel and medicine are all just going here. On the upside, it's the 6th of November already, almost a week in game time, and we haven't had an attack yet. Of course, I did have to say it, right? Those are kind of in the realm of famous last words. But hey, we need a challenge. Hey, and Jen is idle. That's very good. That means all our current needs are being met. One of the interesting things is Jen is set to do smithing and different crafting tasks. However, in order to work on the stone, we actually need stone from the outside, because they have no storage indoors for the stone. So I'm going to quickly set up a stone stockpile in this corner of the map. Call it a dumping stockpile. And we can just say you copy settings, paste settings, and then just double check and then say this is now a normal level storage, and we don't want the corpses, but I do want the stone chunks. That's also not a lot of rotten stuff. So this is indoor stone chunks. Nope. Chunks. So basically the indoor haulers will just clear these 3 piles of wood out, and the people who can haul outdoors will start grabbing stone from here and ferry them over there. At which point Jen, our crafter who is bored, can actually start crafting stones and store them in the nice blue stockpile. So we have a nice basic setup for crafting. How is Vladimir doing? He has a major plague and 76% immunity. So that's 24% to go. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. He'll probably escalate to critical or important. And of course, a raid. Oh, that's a lot of them. 4, 8, 12. That's one more than the previous one. I see spears, bows, clubs, lots of stuff. But this episode has been going on for just about half an hour. So I'm going to put a cut in this. So if you want to see how this raid is going to work for us, how are we going to fare with 12 invaders and only 4 defenders, then you have to watch the next episode. Yes, see what I do there? I'm starting to be slightly sneaky with that. So, cliffhanger they call it on TV, so might actually work for YouTube videos. So with that, hit the like button if you enjoyed this cliffhanger, or if you just generally enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment if you didn't. This is just it's just good timing. I'm slightly using it for cliffhanger purposes. So see you soon with the next part, in which we continue. Will the colony survive, or will 12 invaders prove too much? I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.